Good evening. I'm Douglas Hicks, Dean of Oxford College of Emory University. It's a privilege to welcome you to this Convocation 2020. I'm standing in the Oxford Student Center, the heart of student life at Oxford. The word convocation derives from the Latin convoco, which means to call together. This evening we call together all members of the Oxford College community. It is a time when we formally welcome new students, welcome back our returning students and our faculty and staff, publicly recognize newly hired and promoted faculty members, and we express appreciation to our broader community, including faculty emeriti, other Emory colleagues, parents, alumni, and members of our volunteer boards. We are also grateful that Emory's new president, Greg Fenves, will be making remarks as part of our ceremony this evening. Although we typically live stream our convocation, this is a truly unique year, 2020, and we are convoked or called together in this special way. We have much to celebrate tonight, and we are doing so from all over the world, all over the country, and all over Georgia. We celebrate the resilience that each of you has shown to get us to the start of this academic year. We will draw upon the energy and creativity of everyone in this community, students, faculty, staff, and others, so that we will have an excellent semester. New students, you are members of the Oxford College class of 2022 and the Emory University class of 2024. You have graduated from high schools across the United States and 24 countries. In short, you are really impressive, and we are impressed. But we don't want you to get too excited about where you've been. We want you to get excited about where we're going together in your educational journey. We are grateful for all the qualities and experiences that you bring to Oxford and look forward to getting to know you in new ways. Returning students, you are vital parts of this community. We know that you are everywhere tonight, and we are so glad that you are part of Oxford. We call on you to build upon what you learned last year, to become leaders of this community, to help find ways to share your knowledge with our first-year students, and together to move us forward in this academic year. We also celebrate with those students on Emory's Atlanta campus, including Oxford's graduates who are now juniors and seniors, as well as those other members of the Emory University class of 2024 who join you incoming students from the other campus this evening. We express our sense of solidarity and common purpose with the faculty who teach on the Atlanta campus in the Emory College of Arts and Sciences, the Goizueta Business School, and the Nell Hodgson Woodruff School of Nursing. We are honored to welcome to Oxford College extraordinary professors who join the regular ranks of our faculty. Some of these colleagues were already present at Oxford in different roles, and others are joining us from other fine institutions. I want to call their names so we can recognize them and say welcome. Zach Binney, Assistant Professor of Quantitative Theory and Methods. Chris Blake, Assistant Professor of Economics. Tamika Cage Conley, Assistant Professor of English and Creative Writing. Alfred Ferris, Assistant Professor of Physics, and Daniel Ludwinski, Assistant Professor of Economics. We also welcome and appreciate three colleagues who are in new roles at Oxford. Alex Abarca, who is Lecturer in Dance and Movement Studies. Jill Adams, Senior Lecturer in Interdisciplinary Studies, and Andrew Boatwright, Lecturer in Visual Art. We also recognize the earning of tenure of two colleagues at Oxford who were with us last year, but whose tenure from their prior institutions had not yet been confirmed. We now say congratulations again to Professor Pearl Dow, the Asa Griggs Candler Professor of Political Science and African American Studies. Professor Dow will be our convocation speaker this evening. And also congratulations to Professor Salman Chomade, Associate Professor of Political Science. You all bring tremendous talents to our campus. You expand our curriculum into new areas and new inquiry. In Oxford and in Atlanta, we continually strive to create an undergraduate experience that is, for you, the best of both worlds. A superb residential liberal arts college education integrated with all the benefits of a major research university. We are doing so now using all means and formats at the college's and university's disposal. Student leadership and involvement in diverse organizations and clubs are integral to Oxford's mission. Here to welcome the incoming class on behalf of the Student Government Association is Eleanor Liu. Eleanor, please welcome our new students.
Hello, Oxford. My name is Eleanor Liu, and I'm serving as your 2020-2021 Oxford Student Government Association President. I want to welcome our Oxford College Class of 2022, Emory University Class of 2024. As incoming students, you're starting the first year of your undergraduate career in the midst of a pandemic and at the height of a socio-political movement. Quite a challenging time. However, I have never been more excited to get to know a group of students. The Oxford Class of 2022 is, from what I've seen so far, truly like no other. It's a class of students who self-organizes Zoom meetings every Friday evening, a class of students who built a Google Drive folder containing notes from almost every virtual first-year information session, and a class of students who entertained frequent discussions on proper fruit eating etiquette. From these three things alone, I can tell that this class refuses to let COVID-19 get in the way of enjoying this new chapter in life. Although I have yet to connect with all of you, I am already inspired by your initiative to support each other and your enthusiasm to be an involved member of our Oxford family. As a second year, I cannot wait to share the Oxford experience together and see what this year holds. I know our staff, faculty, administration, and student organizations have been working tirelessly throughout the summer to ensure that you will have a healthy and memorable year. We have a lot planned and hope you are looking forward to it as much as we are. So whether you are starting your journey on our beautiful Oxford campus or in the comfort of your own home, please stay healthy, stay safe, and we look forward to meeting you soon.
It is our long-standing tradition at Oxford College to hear from one of our senior faculty members for the Convocation address. We are grateful and fortunate this evening to be hearing from Professor Pearl Dow. Pearl Dow is the Asa Griggs Candler Professor of Political Science and African American Studies with a joint appointment between Oxford College and Emory College of Arts and Sciences. Thank you, Professor Dow, for your remarks this evening.
Welcome to Oxford College. I am excited to be with you today. Academic convocations often occur to celebrate milestones within a campus community. These include anniversaries, celebrating students with high academic achievement, or a welcome such as today. While celebratory, this convocation is different due to the global pandemic. This pandemic has touched us in so many ways. Your senior year was sadly disrupted, and many of you were not able to participate in the rites of passage, such as prom, senior trips, or graduation ceremony. Sadly, there are many of you who suffered the loss of family members and friends. Please accept my condolences. I am sure that you will find this community is deeply concerned for you and will offer necessary resources to assist you as needed. This is an unprecedented time for you. You will have unique experiences and will engage with your peers and professors in ways that we could have never imagined 8 months ago. It is safe to assume that what is considered normal has ceased to exist and probably will never fully return. It is likely that many of our future endeavors will be different. Moving forward, we will probably pay more for entertainment and sporting events due to diminished capacity size. We will need reservations for all restaurants. including those family restaurants that we stood in line holding pagers while waiting for a table. We will likely have to arrive at the airport 4 hours early due to temperature checks and other safety precautions. In this moment, there is no new normal, because much of what has been considered normal has been challenged, such as how we learn and connect, and other norms such as racism, sexism, and police violence. This moment requires that these norms can no longer stand. These norms have shaped who we are, but we can take this new opportunity to reshape our understanding of the world and the ways in which we choose to approach it. The norms that have shaped my life is that I'm the daughter of Eugene and Barbara Ford. I grew up in Savannah, just a few miles from here. I'm an academic by profession, but I am also a social scientist by nature. I'm naturally inquisitive and observant. Basically, I'm nosy. I grew up during the post-civil rights era, in which the public school system was under a court order to develop and maintain a desegregated school system. My high school was built in 1967 in an area of town that was not extremely diverse, therefore allowing for the school to be majority white and students like me to be bused in from middle-class and working-class Black neighborhoods. A significant number of my school memories are centered on how often I was the only one or few Black students in an advanced level course. I also clearly remember that I was different, and there was a deference afforded white students that was never afforded to me. Growing up in a segregated city such as Savannah, I understood that race was a factor in being treated as if I was invisible. As an adult, it became clear to me that my gender was also a component of being deemed as other. These experiences naturally shaped how I would view the world and myself. The coupling of my training and my nature led me to ask questions about the world in which I navigate as an African-American female academic. Questions about how and why I was forced to feel different and invisible during a period of my life in which my intelligence and maturation should have been nurtured. This led me to research African Americans and their political behavior for most of my academic career. As my scholarship has evolved, I am now questioning the impact of gender. However, my experiences led me to not treat gender as a variable, but to seek answers about the complex lived political experiences of Black women. But I don't have to go very far to research the political experience of Black women. I can just look at my own life. So much of where I lived and how I lived have been shaped by forces far removed from me. As I said, my primary education was dictated by court orders. My classroom experiences were often shaped by racial biases, sometimes overt, but many times they were subtle. When I left home to earn a PhD, I traveled to Washington, D.C., and I attended Howard University. Washington, D.C. is a very exciting city full of culture, life, and history. While I embarked on something new, there were norms that I grew up with that I quickly recognized. I lived in the old Capitol Hill area of the district. It was predominantly Black and populated by working and middle-class residents, young professionals, and retired government workers. My neighborhood was not thriving with local eateries or shops, but if I walked just a few miles west, I walked into a very different world. I was surrounded by coffee shops, restaurants, dry cleaners, and other small businesses. The homes in those neighborhoods were similar to the ones in mine. The people were similar as far as their income and background, but they were white. As a Black woman, I again realized that my existence and needs were minimized and deference would never be given to me. In my existence as a Black woman navigating a new experience as a graduate student and living in a major city, I found ways to navigate the hustle and bustle. I found ways to start my career and complete my degree. During that time, I also learned life lessons that helped me, and they help me now during this moment, and I think they will help you as you embark on this new experience. First, I learned to choose joy every day. Living in a large city on a shoestring budget was stressful, sometimes discouraging, but it was also fun. I chose to be excited about the reason why I was in DC. I was a graduate student at one of the most prestigious institutions in the world. My decision to find joy in the day allowed me to navigate difficult people and circumstances, including the disparities that I saw in my community. Some days, joy was just buying a hot dog, chips, and soda from my favorite food vendor. See, I had a full meal for $3.50. Being on a tight budget, I was proud that I could eat junk food, I could go back to my office full, and I stayed on budget. I found joy in my classmates and our study sessions. During those times, we managed to engage a large amount of reading while forming a bond that still exists today. So although I was stressed with work and could not afford to eat at fancy restaurants, I was joyful. And in return, I gained lifelong friends, learned how to analyze large amounts of information, and I found ways to be frugal while still fulfilled. Secondly, I also learned that flexibility is needed to succeed. I had to learn how to be flexible in many things, such as scheduling my day. If the bus that I had to catch to get to the train was late, how was I going to get to work? Would I catch a taxi? Now, mind you, I just said I was broke, so I had no money for a taxi. How would I rework my day if I arrived at my desk 30 minutes late? How would my evening look if I had to stay at work longer due to arriving late? In dealing with these unknowns, I realized that I could not be rigid. Where I had developed a routine of television and studying at night, I had to adapt and cut my nights shorter and study more on the weekend so that I could get up early to arrive at work on time. In those moments, I learned that there is a necessity to be flexible, even if I felt inconvenienced. The goal was to study, but to also keep my job to pay the bills. Flexibility was key to meeting my goals. Third, disappointment will come. During my DC years, I quickly began to understand that nothing in life is a sure thing. There were job interviews I went on, in which I received signals that I would receive the job, only to hear nothing. I had bad dates, in which the night would end and I would return home feeling like I had wasted makeup and a good outfit. There were some relationships that started out with an amazing date and was followed by even more amazing dates, only for me to be ghosted. There were promotions that I felt I was ready to receive, but only to go into a meeting with my supervisor to learn that while I thought I was doing everything well, there was something else that I could do, or what I thought I was doing well was only average. I found myself disappointed when I was unable to attend certain events due to the need to study. I also found disappointment in people. It can be difficult getting to know people. Sometimes friendships didn't form, although the person and myself seemed to be very similar, or sometimes both of us found ourselves so busy that the friendship couldn't develop. But in coping with disappointments, I began to understand that the persons who were meant to be my friends were my friends. The jobs that were best suited for me came, and I was prepared. I learned how to develop into a professional who would not only receive promotions, but who would be in a position to assist others to receive their own. And last, there was always someone who can help. When I was preparing to write my dissertation, I needed to form a committee who would supervise the process. I knew who my advisor would be, and there were several others who I wanted to be on the committee. Those professors had taught me, and their research interests were aligned with my proposed dissertation. So I should have found this process to be relatively simple. Well, at the time that I was trying to pull together a committee, there was some discord among the faculty about certain faculty members not carrying their weight and serving on a thesis or dissertation committee. Also, unbeknownst to me, there were some personnel issues. There had been disagreements about which faculty members should be promoted. The graduate director at the time attempted to balance the committee assignments and placed a faculty member on my committee who did not know me, nor did she research in the area of my interest. This faculty member also had a contentious relationship with one of the professors who agreed to serve on the committee. Their disagreement was so toxic that the professor who knew me decided that he would not serve on the committee if the appointed member stayed. Also, my advisor was not very enthused to work with the appointed member. In that moment, I was panicked and extremely confused. I wondered, how could I get caught in the middle of departmental spat that had nothing to do with me? I just wanted to graduate. I didn't know who to talk to or how to get myself out of this situation that was imposed on me. I worried in silence. One day, a few weeks into this mess, I ran into one of my professors who no longer taught, but was serving as an administrator. I explained to him what was happening, and he said very little. He just asked me to stay positive. A week later, after that exchange, I found out that the appointed committee member was removed, and the administrator had agreed to serve in her place. After graduation, I found out that the administrator called the graduate coordinator and expressed his concern that I was being placed in the middle of departmental politics. He even argued that if the appointed faculty member had never served on the committee, why would she be expected to work on mine when she did not know me and her research had no connection to my project? I wondered, how much sleep would I have had or time saved from worrying if I had sought out help? I learned from that moment that there is always help, even when you don't expect it or ask for it. As we all navigate this new process and unlearn norms that have shaped our lives, please know that your time at Oxford College will look different than your predecessors. But things can change and be better. I hope that as we work together to make your experience a full Oxford experience, that you choose to be glad for every day that you are here, that you remain flexible as we learn new best practices to offer you a stellar education and community. Remember, disappointment will come as you think about what could have been. But use that disappointment to become ingenious in how to connect with your classmates and gain all that you desire for yourself. And finally, remember, we are here to help. Where there are questions, there are people who are willing to find solutions. Where there is doubt, there is someone to encourage. Where there is isolation, there is someone who is open to share. Again, I welcome you to Oxford College, where we will learn together what is new.
Thank you very much, Professor Dow, for your timely and thoughtful remarks. Thank you for sharing of your own personal story in ways that inspire us to be a more inclusive and excellent educational community. We are now pleased to receive greetings from Dean Michael Elliott of Emory College of Arts and Sciences. Thank you, Dean Elliott, for being with us this evening.
Hi, I'm Michael Elliott. I'm the Dean of Emory College of Arts and Sciences. On behalf of the College of Arts and Sciences and all the other deans on the Atlanta campus, I want to welcome the new members of the Oxford College class of 2022. It's thrilling to have you as members of the Emory community, even in this strange pandemic moment. Oxford College and Emory College share many things. We have faculty who are constantly pushing the boundaries of their disciplines. We're using new technologies, obviously, to deliver that first-class educational experience to you, and we never stand still in our pursuit of excellence. But we also share is something old, which is a belief that a broad education in the liberal arts, an education that helps you understand the world from multiple perspectives, encourages you to learn together, to grow in empathy, and to understand ambiguous, difficult problems with both qualitative and quantitative data. We believe that that kind of education is enduring, that it will prepare you for the world after COVID-19 and for the world that will follow after that. In fact, we believe that this kind of education will prepare you as leaders. And as we look around the world, we see a need for citizen leaders who can be empathetic to others, who can be skilled in both scientific and cultural and historic knowledge, and who can communicate with one another in collaborative and persuasive ways. In short, we see a world that needs you as Oxford students. And so I'm thrilled to welcome you to Emory to begin your journey here on the Oxford campus or wherever you may be. I'm excited for the moment that you'll continue your journey on the Atlanta campus, and I'm looking forward to seeing what you accomplish as Oxford students, as Emory students, and what you will accomplish as graduates when you actually leave our campus in 2024 or whenever you do graduate. Welcome, and thank you for joining our community.
We are honored to hear remarks this evening from President Greg Fenves, the 21st president of Emory University. This is his first year at Emory and thus his first Oxford Convocation. Welcome, President Fenves.
Hello, and welcome to the new academic year at Oxford College. Now, I know this isn't the traditional convocation you were expecting. You are starting your Emory experience, and normally that comes with all the rituals that mark and celebrate the beginning of your college journey. But instead of dwelling on the loss of a treasured ceremony like Convocation, let's think about it as a reinvention, remaking a tradition during an unprecedented time in history that includes you as students at Emory. You will not have that same first-year experience as any other class that has come before you. There will be challenges and obstacles because of that fact, but there will also be opportunities. At this moment, we are being forced to adjust, to adapt, to reevaluate our lives and our place in the world like never before. That's what a period of crisis does to a society. And certainly, that is what the COVID-19 pandemic has done in 2020. But this is also a moment for leaders to step up and reevaluate old ideas, replace them with new ones, invent forward-thinking strategies, and blaze trails so that our future is better and brighter than our past ever was. And you are those leaders, those trailblazers. You are the next generation that is being asked to answer the call, not when you graduate, not in 5 or 10 years, but right now, right here at Oxford. 184 years after its founding, Oxford remains one of the most vibrant liberal arts residential experiences in the country. You are part of Emory, part of a university known for its resilience, its creativity, and its courage. But you are also part of a community all its own, one that will provide you with unparalleled academic experiences, as well as friendships that will reshape your lives and perspectives for many years to come. The Emory motto is, "The wise heart seeks knowledge." The wise heart seeks knowledge. As a new president, I've been thinking a lot about those words recently, about why they resonate with me, about why they feel so different. And only recently did it hit me. Heart. As a lifelong academic, I have never seen heart and emotion associated so closely with the university. And that is exactly what separates and elevates Emory and you, our Oxford students, from all the rest. It is the empathy that comes with your intelligence, the soul that inspires your expression and creativity, the compassion that informs your public service, and the wisdom that motivates you to improve your lives and contribute to the world now as Oxford students. If the wise heart seeks knowledge, then there is a wise heart within each and every one of you, which is why I am so confident that in spite of everything going on around you, you will thrive here at Oxford and beyond. I look forward to meeting many of you and learning from you in the weeks and the months ahead. It's an absolute privilege to serve as your president. Now, I know many traditions will not look the same this year, but there's one that we can take part in right now, in fact, that is more or less unchanged. I'm talking about the famous Coke toast. Now, I've been doing my homework and learning about Emory history as much as I can. And one thing I've learned is that the story of Emory is closely tied to the story of Coca-Cola. Two brothers helped get it all started. Asa Candler, founder of the Coca-Cola Company, and Warren Candler, one of Emory's first presidents. Later, Robert W. Woodruff became the president of Coca-Cola, and the Woodruff family legacy has remained strong at Emory ever since. Mr. Woodruff's philanthropic spirit reminds us all of what it means to give generously, to lead boldly, and to help others. So with his legacy in mind, let's raise a glass of Coke. Here's to you, the Oxford class of 2022, and with your counterparts in Atlanta, the Emory University class of 2024. May you grow and thrive this semester and the years to come. May your wise hearts lead you to a life of purpose and action. And may you appreciate and immerse yourself in everything that this amazing community and university experience has to offer. Congratulations on starting your Emory story. Cheers.
At Oxford College, we value highly academic excellence. The Phi Eta Sigma Society honors and recognizes all of those sophomores who had a terrific first-year experience by excelling in the classroom. The Phi Eta Sigma recognition honors those sophomores who were at the top of their class during their first year. We congratulate all of the Phi Eta Sigma recipients for 2020. Thank you all for attending together as we celebrate the opening of this new Oxford College academic year. Faculty, your passion for liberal learning and your dedication to this college and your students is the heart of Oxford. Staff colleagues, your personal professionalism and resourcefulness, especially this year, make Oxford both an inclusive community and a model of effectiveness. Students, you are bright, creative individuals who have come to learn, to explore ideas, and to build a strong community through your diligent efforts, and ultimately to serve a world much in need of your wise and humane service. At bottom, Oxford College of Emory University is comprised of people dedicated to our educational mission. Wherever you find yourself this evening, wherever you will be learning or teaching or working this semester, thank you for helping us embody Oxford and to carry out our work together. We conclude this evening's convocation with a benediction from our chaplain, Dr. Lynn Pace, followed by the alma mater.
As we end our convocation and look ahead to this new year, as your chaplain, I invite you to receive this blessing. May this be a year of taking care of yourself, for you are enough and you are loved. Of others, for they are enough and they are loved. Of the earth, for it is enough and it is loved. Yes, dear friends, take care of yourself, of each other, and of the earth in this strange yet creative and important year ahead. And always remember, may those to whom love is a stranger, may they find in you a generous friend. Go in peace.